The Good Bargain. Finn had a treasure. It wasn't a gold coin or a sparkling jewel. It was a stone, perfectly smooth and gray, that fit just right in the palm of his hand. He had found it by the river, where the water had tumbled it for years and years, making it the best stone in the entire world. He slipped the stone into his pocket. It felt cool and solid, a secret friend to take with him on his walk. The path to town was dusty, and the sun was warm, but the weight of the perfect stone in his pocket made Finn feel ready for anything. On his way into town, Finn saw Mrs. Gable, the baker. "Oh, bother," she said, wiping her floury hands on her apron. Her cart of sweet buns wobbled dangerously on a crooked cobblestone. "If only I had something to wedge under this wheel." Finn looked at his perfect stone. It was just the right size. With a little sigh, he took it from his pocket and slid it into the gap. It was a perfect fit. "Oh, thank you," cried Mrs. Gable. "You've saved my buns. You must take one as a trade." Finn nibbled his delicious, warm treat. The cinnamon and sugar melted in his mouth. It was the best bun he had ever tasted. As he walked, he heard a sad, quiet tune drifting from a nearby bench. It was a musician whose flute had gone silent. "I've lost my lucky penny," the musician sighed. "I can't play a note without it. My music has lost its cheer." Finn looked at the last, most delicious half of his bun. "Maybe this will bring you luck," Finn said, offering the bun. The musician's eyes lit up. They took a bite and smiled. "Why, thank you. The sweetness is just what I needed." Feeling better, the musician handed Finn a small, wooden whistle. "A trade for your kindness," they said. Tooting his new whistle, Finn skipped along. It made a cheerful, bird-like sound. He skipped all the way to the edge of town, where he saw the town gardener looking sadly at his prize-winning rosebush. "A caterpillar," the gardener groaned. "It's munching on my best leaf, but it's too delicate to just shoo away." Finn had an idea. He put the whistle to his lips and blew a soft, gentle note. The caterpillar wiggled and danced to the music. It wiggled right off the prize-winning leaf and onto a twig. "Amazing," the gardener exclaimed. In thanks, he snipped the most beautiful, sweet-smelling rose for Finn. "A fair trade for saving my rose," he said. Finn held the rose carefully. It smelled like sunshine and honey. He walked towards the bustling docks, where the air smelled of salt and adventure. There, he saw an old sea captain squinting at the horizon. "Ah, a rose," the captain said with a sniff, his voice raspy like old rope. "Reminds me of my home, far away. I'd trade my old spyglass just to smell a flower like that again." Finn looked at the beautiful rose, then at the shiny brass spyglass. The spyglass was the best bargain yet. Finn polished it on his sleeve and ran to the top of the hill overlooking the town. He felt like a real explorer, ready to discover new worlds. He put the spyglass to his eye. Wow, he could see the whole town. He saw the baker's chimney puffing smoke and the musician's bench. Then he focused on the town square and saw a man chasing papers that were blowing everywhere in the wind. Finn raced down the hill. "I'll help," he shouted. The man, a cartographer named Mr. Pie, looked flustered. Together they ran and leaped, gathering the runaway maps before they could blow away for good. "Oh, thank you, my boy," Mr. Pie said, straightening his spectacles. He noticed the spyglass in Finn's hand. "That's a fine instrument, perfect for spotting landmarks. I'll trade you this for it," he said, holding out a rolled-up map tied with a ribbon. "It's a special one." Finn made the trade. He unrolled the map. It was beautifully drawn, with a winding path that led to a place called the Whispering Grove. An adventure. Finn immediately set off, following the path on the map. The path led him to the edge of a quiet wood. The sun was beginning to set, and long shadows stretched across the ground. He saw a lamplighter named Silas, who was sighing because his flint had worn out. "I can't light my lamps," Silas said sadly. "The path will be dark tonight." Finn looked at his old, dry map. He carefully tore off a corner. "Maybe this will work," he said. Silas struck it with a stone, and a tiny spark caught on the paper. In gratitude, Silas traded Finn a sturdy, unlit lantern for the helpful piece of map. With his new lantern, Finn was no longer worried about the dark. He walked into the woods, and the lantern's gentle light made the trees look friendly. It cast a warm, steady glow on the path ahead. He soon came to a small cottage with a garden full of sleeping flowers. An old woman named Elara sat on her porch looking at a small wooden box. "My memory box," she explained, "but the lock is rusted shut." Finn had an idea. He held his warm lantern so the glass was touching the little metal lock. The heat made the metal expand just a tiny bit. With a soft pop, the lock sprang open. Elara gasped with delight. Inside the box, nestled on a piece of velvet, was a single, ornate key. "It was my grandfather's," Elara said. "He always said it opened something important. It belongs to you now. A trade for your warm heart." The key felt special in his hand. He walked a little further and came to a tall, ivy-covered gate. It was locked. Behind it was a hidden park, and on a swing, a girl named Lily sat all by herself, looking at the ground. Finn tried the key in the lock. It turned with a gentle click. He pushed the gate open and walked over to Lily. "What will you trade me for this key?" he asked softly. Lily looked up. "I don't have anything," she said, "except I can tell a really good story." Finn smiled and handed her the key. He had traded a stone for a bun for a whistle, a rose for a spyglass, a map for a lantern, and a lantern for a key. But trading his last treasure to open the way to a new friend was the very best bargain of all.